What's good, Hajanites? In today's video, I'm going to show you one of my favorite strategies for carrying solo queue as a roamer. And for this playstyle, I think Khaled is one of the best heroes you can use. He might not be the most meta roamer right now, but in solo queue, his movement speed and early game damage give you so much freedom to control the map. Right away, I spot Alucard starting on his blue. That information is already valuable because now I can start predicting his entire first rotation. I get a little XP from visioning him and then immediately rotate back mid so I don't miss the wave. And that's something you want to balance when invading early. Pressure the enemy jungler, but don't spend so much time there that you fall behind yourself. We try to pressure his blue here, but he gets the retribution off, so there's no reason to force it. Johnson is overextended though, so I get some free damage into him and immediately back off. You probably noticed I used Flicker very quickly there. That's intentional. When you're invading the enemy jungle this early, don't be greedy with your escape. If there's a chance you're getting collapsed on, just get out. Dying for an early invade completely defeats the purpose. And whenever I have my second skill, I'm abusing it to heal back up once I find a safe push to go in. Now because I saw Alucard start blue and clear this side, I already have a pretty good idea of where he's going next. He's most likely pathing towards his red side. I look for Paquito, but he's already dead by the time I arrive, so I don't waste any more time there. Straight back to mid. Kadita doesn't have her first skill here, so I punish that cooldown, get some damage in and keep moving. And in my head, I'm still tracking Alucard. I know roughly where he is without physically seeing him. That's one of the most important things you can learn as a roamer. You don't need permanent vision of the jungler. If you understand their jungle path, you can predict where they're going to show up next. 1-1 is already playing safe. So instead of babysitting gold lane, I use my time somewhere I can actually create pressure. And there we go, Leomord finds a good engage, we kill both Johnson and Alucard, and suddenly Turtle should belong to us. Before we get back into the video, if you're looking to top up your Mobile Legends diamonds, check out Eldorado using the link in my description. They offer competitive prices, verified sellers, fast delivery, and 24/7 customer support. If you decide to use them, don't forget to use code HAJUN, all uppercase, to save even more while supporting the channel. And if you want to take your gameplay to the next level, I also offer private coaching. I'm a 300+ stars pro player. I've been coaching for over a year and I've helped hundreds of players improve their macro, decision making, and rank. If you can't find either link in the description, just head over to my YouTube channel, click more, and you'll find all of my links there, including Eldorado and my coaching. Now, let's get back into the video. This game is also a little weird because of their lanes. Harith is XP and Paquito is gold, so I'm dealing with something I wouldn't normally expect in solo queue. But that's another reason why reading the actual game matters more than blindly following some rotation every match.
Get over here!
Johnson overextends again. He's not level 4 and he doesn't have much to defend himself with, so this is a free ultimate and a free kill. Leomord tries invading afterwards, but this time he's too far ahead of us. There's no reason for me to force a bad follow-up just because my jungler went in. Instead, I help Freya finish her high cut quickly so she can rotate sooner and create pressure somewhere else. Then we go straight back to mid. This is basically the pattern you're going to see throughout this game. Pressure something, get value, and immediately move to the next place where you're needed. Right now my priority is giving 1-1 information. I want to know where Alucard is before he gets the chance to gank her. I spot him clearing his red side, which tells me gold lane is safe for a little longer. Meanwhile my team needs help mid, so I rotate there instead. Kadita is isolated, I pressure her and she burns her ultimate. We don't even need the kill. Getting an important cooldown like that for free is already a win. Now I see Johnson rotating towards 1-1 with his ult. I immediately ping her back and start moving. Unfortunately, we're a little too late to save her. But this is where being there for the counter engage matters. We kill Johnson and Kadita dies as well. And then I manage to pick up Paquito. So yes, 1-1 died, but we traded 1 death for 3 kills. I'll take that every single time. And before 5 minutes, remember that you also get extra protection underneath your outer turrets. That's another reason I was comfortable taking this fight after they committed onto 1-1. Don't look at every teammate dying as something you failed to prevent. Sometimes they're already dead. Your job is to ask, how much can I punish the enemy for doing it? Johnson crashes again, and since he's isolated, I'm obviously taking the free damage. Then I see Kadita commit her ultimate onto Leomord, and instead of randomly throwing my ult, I aim it where I know she's going to reappear. That's the entire idea behind this Khaled playstyle. Don't just react to what the enemy is doing, predict what they're going to do next. We lose Leomord here, but in return we basically wipe out their trio mid. And if you look at how I'm playing this game, I'm not following some exact rotation every single time. I'm constantly reading the map and trying to predict what the enemy wants to do next. Where's their jungler going? Who are they trying to gank? And if I can stop those plays, what can I take somewhere else? That to me is the essence of roaming. You're basically trying to stay one step ahead of everyone else on the map. And here's a perfect example. They successfully gank bottom. Now I could panic, rotate all the way down there, and arrive after everyone is already dead. But what does that accomplish? Nothing, right? Instead, I notice mid is completely undefended. So while they're taking bottom, we take mid. And honestly, that's a trade I'm completely happy with because opening the mid tower gives us way more control over the map. Now we're setting up turtle and I'm giving vision instead of standing directly on the objective. We spot Alucard and punish him. And now their jungler is gone. Leomord wants to keep fighting, so I'm staying close enough to follow him up. I look for Harith, but he burns his flicker, and that's enough. We don't need to chase him across the map just because he's low. Then Johnson comes crashing in, so I flicker out, avoid the follow-up damage, and use my second skill to heal everything back. This is one of the biggest strengths of Khaled. You can go in, soak damage, back out, and heal. Then immediately re-enter the fight. 1-1 goes in here, so now I can follow her. We pressure Harith Kadita, they go down, and Alucard tries to finish me. Instead of panicking, I stun him and heal. I wait for his cooldowns, Leomord arrives, and now we turn back into him. Easy kill. And that's basically how you want to approach these fights on Khaled. You're not a traditional tank who's just standing in front of everybody. You want to constantly pressure their backline and force people to waste damage on you. But there's a difference between soaking damage and dying for free. If I get low, I disengage, heal, and then look for another entry. Here I realize I'm overextending and Paquito can finish me. So I don't get greedy. I immediately use my ultimate backwards and get out. And normally you might say I'm the roamer, who cares if I die? But look at my score. I have 6 kills and no deaths. I'm carrying a shutdown now. If I die for absolutely no reason, I'm basically donating a comeback to the enemies. So yes, I still need to play aggressively. I still need to give vision, but I can't throw my life away anymore. Freya gets caught in the bottom lane, so I conceal and look for the counter engage. We manage to get Harith, but Alucard escapes. And here I see them trying to recall around this bush, so I just throw my ultimate into it. This is a calculated gamble. If they've already recalled, whatever, I wasted an ult. But if they're still there, they're dead. Sometimes that's a trade I'm completely willing to make. Now Lord is up, and look at the opposite lane. We've already pushed it. If you've watched my videos before, you already know why this matters. That wave is creating pressure for us while we're taking the objective. So I don't need to waste time fixing lanes. I can immediately start zoning. And against Johnson specifically, I know exactly what I need to block. There are only a few realistic angles where he can crash into this Lord fight. So instead of standing randomly around the pit, I'm covering the easiest entrance. And there, I was successfully able to block him. Paquito gets onto our backline, so I immediately turn around and CC him. Unfortunately, Johnson still finds a really good engage and we lose 1-1 and Zushin. But Leomord is also committing back, so now I follow him. He gets the double, and Johnson basically has nothing left anymore. So we finish him too. And Leomord gets a nice triple. Now watch what I do against Harith here. He commits his ultimate, and I literally just heal in his face. And yes, I'm disrespecting him a little bit, but there's actually a reason I can do this. I'm ahead, and he doesn't have the burst to kill me through my second skill. And most importantly, he doesn't have CC to cancel it. So I'm showing him, you can't kill me. And honestly, little things like this can mess with people mentally. If every time Harith sees me, he thinks, I can't do anything to this Khaled, he might hesitate the next time we fight. Just make sure you actually know your limits before you start disrespecting people like this. Otherwise, you're not playing mind games. You're just feeding. Leomord gets a little too aggressive here and dies. I try to punish Harith for it, but he flickers away. It's not ideal, especially because he gives up a shutdown. But at least we forced another important cooldown. And the biggest thing I'm checking now isn't even the kill, it's the Lord timer. Is his death actually going to cost us the next objective? And in this case, no. Lord is still far enough away that Leomord will respawn before we need him. So yes, the enemy gets some comeback gold, but we're not losing control of the game because of it. The next fight isn't great for us. 1-1 hasn't really been having the best game, and I don't want to blindly commit around her. So instead I back up and wait for a better opportunity. Then I notice Harriet's ultimate is gone, his mobility is much more limited now, so now that's my window. We immediately jump him and take him out. Paquito kills 1-1, but Freya is doing really well on the other side. And we end up trading it back onto both Paquito and Harriet. Ideally, I'd like to push mid after winning that fight, but nobody is actually in position to hit the tower. So I'm not going to stand there pretending we're pushing when we're not. Instead, I notice Zetian rotating towards me. That gives me someone who can actually follow up my engage. I jump onto the Alucard, I lock him down, and Zetian follows up and we get another really important kill. And because I'm this far ahead, I can absorb a ridiculous amount of damage for her. But now, Freya is dead. And this is where I need to be disciplined. It's only me and Zetian. If I force another fight and they get onto her, I can't guarantee that I can save her. Khaled can soak a lot of damage, but he's not the best traditional peeler. And Zetian's ultimate is extremely valuable for the upcoming Lord fight. So there's no reason to gamble her life there. We reset and play for the objective instead. And once again, I'm setting up specifically for Johnson. I already know the easiest angle he has to enter this Lord fight. Technically he can come from the other side, but that's a much harder crash to hit. So I'm covering the most likely route. You don't need to cover every possible play. Cover the play that's most likely to happen. Then I spot Alucard and Paquito, and Alucard immediately becomes priority number 1. Why? Because he's the jungler. If Alucard dies, their retribution disappears with him, and Lord becomes basically free. So I don't care about chasing random targets here, we need to kill the jungler first. We get 3 of them. Johnson pops Vengeance, but look at my HP. I'm still completely healthy, so there's no reason for me to panic and use my heal yet. It's only Johnson and Kadita. Neither of them can burst through all of this HP right now, so I hold my second skill, finish the fight, and then walk into a safe bush and heal everything back. That's another important Khaled habit. Don't use your heal just because it's available. Use it when you know the enemy can't interrupt it. And this is why I also like Oracle on Khaled. It makes that second skill sustain even stronger and lets you reset much faster after taking damage. Leomord was kinda low when taking Lord, so I tanked the Lord for him. We secured the objective, and now we don't need another fight. This is where a lot of teams throw. They get the Lord, they feel strong, and immediately they start chasing the other players and chasing kills. There's literally no reason for all that. We already won the objective. You need to reset, fix the waves, and let Lord create the next fight for you. Ideally, I want all of our lanes synced before we push. I noticed Leomord ulting here, so I try and help him out. It's honestly not a good fight for us because it's 1 versus 4. Leomord gets a nice little double kill onto the Karita and the Paquito, but unfortunately, Harriet is able to trade him back. There's not much I can do to save him here. That's one weakness you have to understand with Khaled. You're not really a pure defensive roamer. You're much better when you're aggressively creating pressure, forcing cooldowns, and making the enemy deal with you. This fight is actually a good example of why you shouldn't blindly follow recommended builds. On paper, Antique Cuirass makes complete sense this game. They have Alucard and Paquito, 2 physical heroes that rely heavily on skill damage. But I'm paying attention to what's actually happening in these fights. And who's consistently doing the most damage to me? It's Harriet, right? So I adjust. Instead of stacking even more physical defense, I start prioritizing magic defense. Your build should counter the game you're actually playing, not just what looked good on the loading screen. If one hero keeps becoming your biggest problem, build specifically for that hero. And you can see the difference in this fight, right? I was able to absorb so much of Harriet's damage while still being able to stay in the fight, simply because I sold Dreadnought armor and started buying Athena shield. We managed to kill 3 here, and my ultimate is going to be back soon. I wait to use it at the right moment. Here I see an opportunity on the pack, and I use it. Easy kill. There's another wave coming mid, so for a second it looks like we might actually be able to end. But look at our push. We don't really have enough damage to finish the base before they respawn. And in this situation, it's best to not get greedy. We've already won the fight. What we need to do is take the Lord and finish the game properly. Normally, I'd want the opposite lane pushed before the Lord spawns. But as the roamer, that's not my job right now. My team needs vision more than they need me clearing a side lane. And Johnson is the biggest threat to this objective, so the moment I see him coming, I put myself directly between him and my team. If Johnson wants to reach Lord, he has to go through me first. And that's completely fine. I know I can tank the initial damage, and if things get really bad, I still have my ultimate to escape. Here I make a mistake. Jetian uses her ultimate and I see Khaled, so I get a little too excited and engage. But my teammates aren't actually close enough to follow me. I shouldn't be starting this fight. This is something you always want to check before engaging as a roamer. Don't just ask, can I catch this guy? And can my team actually follow me? Jetian unfortunately goes down to Alucard, but 1-1 finally gets her ultimate off. Alucard dies, and while I was occupying Khaled and Alucard, the rest of my team cleared up everybody else. So somehow the fight still works out perfectly. And Johnson is the only one left. And before we're able to finish him off, that's game. And this is exactly why I think Khaled is one of the best roamers you can pick for solo queue. It's not just because he does a lot of damage, it's because he lets you impact the game immediately. You can invade, you can give vision, you can pressure the enemy jungler so much, and you can even counter gank with his ult. Because of his passive, you can rotate across the map so fast, right? As a roamer, the early game is your time to shine. If you spend the first 5 minutes doing nothing and waiting for your teammates to carry, you're giving away the strongest part of your role. But if you can read the enemy rotations and constantly be where you are needed, you can completely control how the early game plays out. And this game is a perfect example. 7 kills, 0 deaths, and MVP. And we were involved in basically everything our team did. That's the Khaled playstyle I want you guys to try in solo queue. Don't just follow your teammates around. Read the map, predict the enemy, and make the play before they do. If you learned something from the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And make sure to join the Hajunites Discord as well. If you boost the server, you'll get access to Hajun's Inner Circle, where you can message me directly with any questions you have about the game, and I'll try my best to help you out. The Discord link is in the description. And let me know in the comments what you thought about the video and what you want to see me cover next. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.
Dark, so the tank full.